Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly Fortcast. This is episode number 5. My name is BenK.
And I'm Pfluger.
Let's get right into it, man. I feel like we're into a roll now. 5th episode is coming out here just shortly, man. Short form content still cranking on the daily across the board. Video content on the YouTube has been doing pretty well. Happy to see the growth there. Audio only, still trying to figure out that as far as like marketing and audio only media, it's very different. I don't think either of us have any experience.
I think we're slowly getting there though, with like all the content pushing out. So
yeah, it's a lot more different. You kind of have to funnel people to that almost, when I'm used to like funneling people to like a Twitter or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're getting into the groove of things.
We'll
hopefully by the end of the year have a good setup here. Still more improvements across the board. We're back to the wall. We're out of the corner.
Yup.
We've got the new lens on the camera, so things are feeling a little bit better. And I think we've got a good outline today. Some good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we definitely do.
So let's get right into it, right?
We
talked about we wanted to start with Steel Series Invitational.
Yes, sir.
We've got so many tournaments going on in the space right now. Steel Series Invitational was one of the most recent ones. I was on the broadcast for that.
You were casting.
Alongside Applesauce. And a great host that worked with us as well. Man, dude, it's cool to see some new people come into the space. But I have to say, man, for a $10,000 tournament for OG Fortnite, I mean, obviously Steel Series has done events at Fortnite in the past, but to see them just pop up here for OG Fortnite and throw out some substantial prize money is cool to see. And the names on the list that were competing.
Huge names, yeah. What do we have? Who won the tournament? We got Pilkey,
Threats, Peterbot.
Wow.
Yeah, put some respect on his name.
Pilkey's been low-key popping.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, you had Booga competing in this tournament, right? You had Clicks Epic Whale.
That's insane.
Like, dude, and then you have Pilkey, Threats, and Peterbot.
Taking home the W. Let's go.
And of course, Pilkey's got to feel it, right? He admitted it on Twitter a little bit. He said, got backpacked the whole way. I mean, dude, you've got Threats and Peterbot on your team, man.
Can we see that? I mean, could we say that as a duo, possibly?
Threats and Peterbot?
Could you see that?
Ooh, dude.
I don't know.
I feel like the fact that Threats and Booga has been such a successful long-term duo, and seeing the vibe that Booga kind of sets for all of his teammates, where it's pretty chill, I don't think Threats would vibe with Peterbot.
Yeah.
I think he got half a season with him, and then he's like, I can't handle it anymore, man. I can't do it.
Wait, weren't they like a trio? Wasn't it like Booga, Threats, Peterbot? Wasn't that like a trio at one point?
Oh, God, man. The Booga and Peterbot era was a scary time.
That. Wasn't that a thing, though?
No, absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
Absolutely. Booga and Peterbot is a wild duo. I can't say I'm sad that we didn't get to see it, but I think we all kind of knew how it would end up going down. Wouldn't have been the most successful duo.
Definitely not.
But the fact that Pilkey was able to pull home a standard BR tournament
that's impressive, especially
he's been trying, man. He's been trying.
He has. He's been grinding the cash cups.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny to see like a player who is so heavily like rooted in zero build.
Yeah.
I mean,
come over to standard BR.
Yeah, you're very familiar. I mean, he's a character, right?
He is the Pilkster. He is that guy. He's that guy.
Dude, to see him come over to standard BR and
he looked popped. I mean, hey, we take him the W.
He's a content machine, man. He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch.
I think whenever I was watching him today, he had like 200 viewers.
Really?
He was peaking. Yeah, he was doing good.
Like hosts or anything, or just
just straight viewers.
On his own.
I think it's because of the skirmish. He was playing with a Bila. Yeah, he was at 200 viewers. It was kind of crazy.
Cool duo. I like that. But yeah, I mean, the fact that we're pulling in all these other like third-party sponsors and stuff to run tournaments for OG Fortnite is cool. We only got a couple more weeks left, sadly.
I know.
What do we have?
It's December 3rd, right?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Something like that.
And then we'll be into Chapter 5, which is a whole other conversation to be had. But I mean, speaking of third-party tournaments, we've got 2 more to talk about at least.
We do.
The first of which, I mean, both of them are involving a good heap of drama.
Yes.
But let's talk about the Boom TV $100,000 OG reunion tournament.
I'm excited for this one. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah?
I watched it. I'm like, yeah, this one's going to be good. This one's going to be a good talk. This one's going to be good.
It's good, man. I mean, we had names like Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, Courage JD, Cypher, Ninja. I mean,
you got some huge names in there.
Massive content creators coming back. I mean, the fact that you get Dr. Lupo to show up for a Fortnite tournament now.
Even the doc was
there.
there.
You get Dr. Disrespect even. I mean, I think those two, like, both have kind of fully disengaged from the Fortnite scope of things. It's just kind of like they're going to do their own thing in variety.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's where they kind of sit. and they thrive in that way, right? Like Dr. Disrespect's got his triple threat challenge where he's bouncing some battle royales, but you don't see Fortnite on that list anymore.
No, you don't. No.
And to see him come back for an OG tournament was.
And he was playing with one of my friends. He was playing with D-Wolf.
D-Wolf,
yeah, the GOAT.
The OG, man.
Yes, sir.
He's out there. I think he's run tournaments in the past at Dr. Disrespect D-Wolf.
Has he?
I think they have. I think I saw something on D-Wolf a while back, but it's cool to see those connections get reignited.
Yeah, exactly.
With the return of stuff like this, because it means 100 bands, man.
It is $100,000 tournament. Now, you want to dive into the juicy part?
Dude, we got to. I mean, do you want to introduce it or
like? No, that's all you. That's all you. I'm gonna let you do that.
I think everyone kind of knows like what's going on. If you're dialed into the Fortnite space, and you're watching this tournament because every tier 1 name brand OG creator was involved.
Creator / pro.
Yeah, in some way or another. You heard about this, right?
Yeah.
The Banana Army versus the Sweats.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, that happened. That pretty much just happened. I mean, game 6. Game 6. Only, I'm glad they canceled the last game, though. I'm glad they canceled it because if they kept it in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And from what I've seen, Boom TV 100% endorsed it. And for anyone at home who was confused about what's going on, this tournament, it was kind of advertised towards these big creators to be like, hey, this is marketed around you guys. That's what's going to dictate the success of this event, which absolutely is true,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
The fact that you have people like Dr. Disrespect, Cypher PK, Dr. Lupo, all coming into play this, right? The only way you get them involved in a massive prize pool tournament like an OG skirmish, right? Like a secret skirmish, whatever you want to call it, right? The only way you get them involved is by saying it's going to be a casual thing, right? That's why it's zero build. That's why we're just going to load up and we're going to make
pros, nothing.
Yeah, we're going to
insane.
It's going to be content, right?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
And I don't want to say by any means I think any of these creators were oblivious to the fact that some pros were going to get invited.
Yeah.
They knew they were, right? You're going to see Booga, you're going to see a Mongrel, you're going to see Eclipse.
The thing is, having them be a pro duo in the tournaments, that's the thing, yeah.
That's where I think love Boom TV and this event was executed well.
It was really good. It was
Boom
really
TV
good.
Always puts on a show, and I'm close with a lot of the talent that are featured on the event. Life with Panda being one of them, and to see people like Sundown come back, Ozzy
that was
Antics,
insane.
Shiloh Wager coming.
They did good. They did good for what it was.
It's so cool to see them all come back. Love it. Like it ups everything up the nostalgia factor, and the fact that just a little rule, man, of not including something to dictate or to hand pick or manipulate those duos to be like, maybe this shouldn't happen. Because I know the people working behind the scenes, they knew something.
Yeah.
Like somebody could have said, like, that's Booga Agers.
That shouldn't be allowed.
That probably shouldn't be
a thing.
Booga and Agers probably should not be happening in a tournament that's content creator based.
Yeah.
You know that if you throw Booga and Agers in a lobby with any of these content creators, it's not going to be a fun day for them.
Here's the thing. Even after I was watching Booga win game 1.
Yeah.
After he won, he was like, we should not be playing in this together. Yeah. So it was like, ooh, they even realized, the pros realized.
Like, you would think Booga pair up with a content creator. I think that's fine, right?
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Especially if you have like banned items or whatever it is, right? To make sure that you mitigate it in the elimination cap. On points, maybe it's just based on victory royale, whatever it is, right? You could easily still have a very content-focused event that is successful across the board. But when you let people like Booga play with people like Agers,
it's just not a fair duo.
It's not. And the reality is, like 90% of the viewer base watching this tournament, which are like the casual audience who want to watch these big creators compete, don't know who Agers is.
Yeah,
they don't know who this is. So they're like, by all means. Top tier pro in NA,
I think
right?
They know it's a pro, right? Because now they're like,
of course, it's like, this guy's cracked. Obviously, he's a professional.
But they don't know
they don't know
him.
Who he is.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't make content really. I mean, he uploads on YouTube every once in a while, but like,
my whole thing is like the 90% of the casual audience who watches the mainstream Fortnite content are not going to know who Agers is. They don't know the competitive niche, which is what this tournament was designed to bring in. That kind of casual audience. So it's like, why is this happening?
Why? Yeah.
Begs the questions. Like, how did we get to that point? And how did we not think this was exactly what was going to happen?
Yeah.
Which then leads us into the actual...
Game 6.
Yeah, the actual incident, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Where you see the content, not the competitive player point of view.
Yeah, I saw a POV of Poach getting full sent on by 40 bananas.
Yeah. They were going to keep on it. He was upset.
He was
very upset. Because, I mean, you have people like that, like Poach, who
Yeah.
want to come back because naturally competitive player. He's going to get back into that groove, right?
Oh, yeah, no, he wanted that. He wanted
it,
to win.
man.
Yeah, he was playing with Scented. He was playing with
and that's where
really
you
good
look
player.
at people like that, and you're like, you compare them up with people like Scented, and it's great,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a good deal.
Pair a Booga up with a Vivid.
That would be fire. That would be so good.
That's what I'm saying. You pair 72 hours up with the clicks.
Why not just Liquid Chat, or why not Chap 72?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Bring back the OG duo.
You throw them in with a tier 1 pro
just
from
something like that,
nowadays,
yeah.
where it starts to even the odds a little bit, right? Like that's what I think everyone thought it was going to be, and when the content creators didn't see that, of course they're going to be fed up with it.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to be
Yeah.
over it. And Game 6, Muselk pops out. It's like, go banana skin, go Peely if you're trying to. You're trying to
vibe out.
You're trying to vibe out. And we saw 40 bananas or whatever it was teaming in Port of Fortresses.
Land in Pleasant Park. Full king every single person they see.
It's nuts, man. And
now, here's the thing. I do want to bring this up. I heard into the Discord, they made an announcement saying that that game would not count before the game even started.
really,
Now, a lot of teams did not know about this announcement because they didn't ping anyone. They just typed it out in the chat just saying, hey, this game's not going to count because, it is what it is. But a lot of the top teams, like, I think Booga Agers, I know Tax was up there, nobody knew that game was not going to count.
so of course they're going to be upset.
Yeah, everyone was upset.
And rightfully so. I mean, from my point of view of this whole thing is, I think the right product that what Boom TV was going for was a content-driven event.
Yes.
And the content creators are going to create content, absolutely. But I think there needed to be I think a lot of it falls onto the shoulders of like someone had to have said something before the event started.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's $100,000.
Yeah.
These pro players
the players know.
These pro players have livelihoods. Like they are professionals. This is what they do full time. They see $100,000.
They're like
they
won in.
They got to jump at the opportunity.
Yeah.
You can't blame them for that. But at the same time, these content creators can't be held at fault. In my opinion.
I agree.
I still think it's a memorable experience.
It definitely was. It was definitely one for the history books.
Yeah, no one's gonna forget it. Now my only hope is these big content creators stick around for the next chapter.
I hope so, man.
I honestly think that we could get a Courage JD to stick.
Maybe. I saw him tweet out. He was saying that he really likes Fortnite. He's like getting back into it. He's
now we've got stable Ronaldo, dude. You've got Kai, you have Speed, you have Jinxie coming into play, dude. Some of those clips are wild. Will not be featured on this podcast.
Nope, not allowed.
But I mean, dude, I hope they stick with it because like $100,000 tournament like this, there's more to come.
There definitely is.
Especially if the creator economy is thriving like it is right now. If that continues even at a fraction of the amount into Chapter 5, expect
it's good.
Massive
It's
things.
going to be huge. Yeah. I'm excited.
But I mean, to wrap up the kind of Boom TV thing, I mean, where do you lie on the scale of like, who are you siding with? But I don't want to put it out as a blanket statement, but like sweats or content creators, like where are you at? Fun or sweats?
I think for the tournament, for the prizing, I'm more with like the top teams who are doing good. Like, so the sweats.
Yeah, fair.
But watching the 40 bananas go around and key everyone was such good content. So I have to side with the content creators. I have to.
I think if you're not siding with them, you got to get over it, man.
I do want to bring up one more thing with the Boom TV. We had some imposters in that last game. We had Chap and Threats. Take them the W. Let's go.
Love Threats getting in there, man. So good.
They snuck in mid-rift, landed on height with the bananas. Nobody knew because they were all banana skins. Nobody knew.
They're on the same team. They have no idea.
It was awesome. It was so good.
Man. So good. But I guess that moves us into our last third-party tournament we're going to talk about. I say third-party tournament, but it's kind of a big incident and probably the biggest drama that we've ever talked about on a pod.
It's really big.
I mean, this stuff's serious, man.
Yeah.
A practice server, for anyone at home who's not familiar with practice server, think of your top 3 Fortnite productions all time. Practice server, I promise you did at least one of them.
100%.
They are in charge of running some of the greatest Fortnite shows out there right now. They have a fantastic crew behind them. They were responsible for a lot of the production at Invitational.
Yep.
And they've been outsourced to some of the best shows out there in general. Practice Server put on an event. It was this year. It was
No. It was last year.
Was it last year?
It was 2022. Yep.
Late 2022.
Yep.
So yeah, late 2022.
It was like, I think it was more like July, August, something like that.
So in 2022, Practice Server, which is ran by Monster D-Face and Connor Rio.
Yep.
Shout out.
The GOAT.
The Rust addict himself. Connor's a GOAT, by the way. Helped me out the other week with another show, and absolute awesome guy.
Yeah.
To hop in last minute and just help me with some stuff. But regardless, Practice Server, awesome crew behind them. Some of the nicest people out there too. So knowledgeable and always willing to help with whatever you got going on.
They're there if you need, they're there if you need like anybody pretty much. Dude, like they're ready. They're ready.
They do dream hacks. They do everything.
Yeah. They're awesome.
Especially when it comes to Fortnite.
Yeah.
But Practice Server did an event with Mio. Is it Mio Hydration?
Yeah, Mio Hydration.
Mio Hydration in 2022, which was, what was the prize pool?
It was $100,000 tournament.
$100,000 Mio tournament.
Yep.
Which you were invited to be a part of.
Yep.
And a big part of the tournament itself was the incentives given to creators to create content, do sponsored sponsor activations, and then actually compete in the tournament and stream
so it was $100,000 prize pool, and then there was some like background like incentives and stuff like what you were just saying. Yeah. So there's like some background extra money that was given out.
And you were reached out to by
Monster. I was
individually,
reached out by Monster Defense,
personally,
to get invited out. Yeah.
Which is wild.
We got invited out to the solo qualifiers, which top 30 made it. And a few players couldn't make it, so I got 31st and got invited out because one of the players couldn't make it. Yeah. And from there, we just played in the tournament.
And Monster handpicked a lot of the people.
Exactly. He picked. I'm pretty sure he picked almost every single person who got invited out for the solo
Which
qualifiers.
is a feat in itself to be that into the scene to be able to invite these people because everyone who was invited on that list is doing something in the community, doing something for the community. And making
a lot of them
an
were pro players also.
Yep.
So.
And to see him pull together activation like that, because that's a massive scale thing, right? And for him to be able to do that, having his connections in the scene, because not anyone can do that. I think Monster D-Face might be one of the only, if not the only person that can do something like that.
I agree.
To reach out individually to every single person on that player list and everyone respond and be like, yes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
There are
Actually,
not
100%.
really, you could count on one hand how many people can do that in the Fortnite scene. And he's one of them. And to see him run this massive event, successful production, and then as far as payouts and placements beyond that, delays.
Yeah, a lot of delays. It was at least, I think, 3-6 months before we got paid out, which was, we were informed 36 days.
Yeah, which is standard for esports. I don't know how. I mean, regardless whether you're on the competitive player side of things or the broadcast side of things behind the scenes, which is kind of where we get a cool perspective on things with you being a professional player and me working behind the scenes. It's standard. 30, 60, 90 days is very standard for esports, and you'll see delays. That's just kind of the scope that we're in. Not saying it's appropriate or should be happening that way.
Should not.
But that's just the way things are right now. Mio, though, especially with it being $100,000 and so many creators being incentivized to create content, the paychecks were a little bit bigger person to person. So as the time went on, more and more people rely on that money, whatever it might be. Led eventually to you guys. I mean, you ended up getting paid.
We did get paid, but it wasn't by who we expected to get paid from. Do you know more about that?
So, I mean, we talk about Practice Server specifically. Monster T-Face released a statement literally this morning about this whole thing. And basically, after the event, all the players were paid out.
Practice Server.
By Practice Server. Not really much was known beyond that, which is pretty standard, right? The production company will be the company to pay out people. So not really anyone thought anything of it. Everyone behind the scenes was paid out.
I thought we were good. I thought everything was
all
fine.
the players are paid out, which is great on Practice Server to be able to fully follow through with any production. I mean, that's difficult to go start to finish payouts and everything. That's a lot of work.
That is
for them to get it done. But we found out today that payout was not from the sponsor of Mio, which Mio would have sponsored the entirety of the prize pool, production costs, and advertising incentive costs to creators as well. Mio, we found out, did not pay out to Practice Server, which would have allowed them to distribute prize pool. Practice Server paid out of pocket for everything, which is a lot of money.
Wasn't it like $110,000?
So that's what we found out is Practice Server paid out of pocket so that everyone in the community was taken care of. Because you look at Monster, he's gonna maintain those relationships because through and through. Shout out Dr. Ben at eFuse. He told me once not too long ago when I was out in Baton Rouge for an event, relationships over transactions every single time.
I agree.
Relationships over transactions every single time. And I think Monster does a great job of personifying that statement by doing this, by taking the accountability to be like, okay, our sponsor's messing up, but we're not going to jeopardize our reputation as a company because of somebody else's
mistakes,
right? They're not going to let that happen. So he paid out of pocket, and they are now filing a lawsuit. Practice Server is filing a lawsuit against Mio, or sorry, I say Mio, but specifically the company who reached out to them, GCN Holdings, which was the company that kind of, I guess, partnered up or facilitated that or reached out on behalf, whatever it might have been. GCN Holdings was supposed to be the company to pay Practice Server for their services. The fact that broadcasts are not paid up front for things like that, especially at that scale, is wild to me. That's just how it works in the space. But they are suing them. A lawsuit is being filed for $110,000 that is left unpaid to Practice Server.
Which is a disgusting amount of money. $110,000.
And as far as like, I'm sure incidents like this have happened in the past and have been publicized, but this is the first of its kind in Fortnite.
Yeah, it definitely is for Fortnite, 100%. And
especially the scale.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Like I know a lot of people are left unpaid.
A lot of people like speechless, at least, because I was not expecting to hear any statement about this. I thought Mio was done. I thought it was set. We're good to go. We're moving on. And then this comes out today. We're like, oh my gosh, this was out of the blue. Nobody expected this. It's
pretty wild. Well, I mean, if you look at like recessions across the board, I mean, you see it more and more now, especially on my Twitter feed, me following a lot of other esports content creators, esports broadcasters, and people working in freelance, right? It's a serious problem. This isn't like an uncommon thing. Just the fact that this happens at this scale and is now publicized by such a prominent figure in the Fortnite space is the reason we're talking about it. But this happens across the board in every esport.
A lot of it behind the scenes also, 100%.
And blankly, it is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, it definitely is not allowed. It should not be allowed, at least.
No, I mean, people will have contracts where they are literally ink to paper, right?
Yeah.
Like they are dates given that they need to be paid out by, and they will blow past them without a word. And this happens so much.
I feel like that's a very common thing also within the Fortnite scene. Just not within tournaments, within organizations.
Oh, 100%.
It's bad with organizations.
You see it every couple of months.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that I think is just because you have young Fortnite kids trying to get signed on organizations for small paychecks with no return. I mean, organizations just bleeding money with no return, with no hopes of returns on their investment.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're seeing a shift there, I think, recently. But I mean, even still, like, you got to read your contracts. You got to make sure you know what's going on. But even in esports, though, it seems like a lot of it is just being
tossed away,
blown away. It's like, what do those dates really mean? What do these things really mean? It's like, it's a contract. And I love that Practice Server is stepping up and holding the company accountable.
I think it's good they're reaching out, also letting people know that this is happening behind the scenes.
Oh, 100%. And I think this is a big call because you look at what is it? It's GCN Holdings.
Yeah, GCN Holdings. Isn't that company like just partnered up with FaZe and Complexity?
I think they purchased FaZe, and they're also own Complexity, which ropes in a big kind of full circle moment.
Yeah.
You look at content creation and content creators, faces of Fortnite as a whole.
That is not good.
Ninja being the head of innovation at GCN.
Yeah.
A massive face. Literally, you pull up their Twitter. He's like their third tweet. Is he going to say something? Because I don't know about you, but this is not a good look.
It's not good looks on GCN at all.
It's a massive company. They're on the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
One of the few esports companies that are public. And they also own FaZe, which is another one that is. So, I mean, it's
big names.
It's just pointing at them to be like, hey, you're going to be held accountable. And I think it's a moment for everyone to be like, don't let this kind of stuff slide.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Of course, the tweet was put out just today.
It was.
Good thing we delayed the podcast by one day to record.
Honestly, this is huge.
It's a huge thing, and it's gonna impact not just Fortnite, but esports.
I think so.
Across the board.
So.
I'm excited, man. Practice Server, of course, always paving the way.
Yeah.
Shout out Monster D-Face. Shout out the whole crew over there
legend.
at Practice Servers. Mm-hmm. Still doing big things, and I hope everything pans out for you guys and you get your money.
Yeah. 100%.
But I guess we kind of move into the next section. We can talk about OG Fortnite updates, man.
Yes, sir. Every Every week.
Yeah, every week.
You love to see it.
We started the pod. It felt like a little bit of doom and gloom, a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But we're getting into the fun stuff. Talk about some OG Fortnite updates, man. I mean, map changes, of course. Snow Bio coming back. Frosty Flights, Polar Peak. Not really Polar
Not really
Peak.
polar. It's like half polar, half not.
After the monsters exited the ice, so you kind of have a destroyed Polar Peak.
It's interesting. I feel like it's a good spot there for like maybe like a solo duo, just like chilling, trying to get some loot on the side.
It's not bad. You got Polar Peak, the I die moment, Tim the Tatman broke up there. We love that. So it's cool to see Frosty Flies, of course, bringing in as well the X-wing, the planes, man.
Yep. Planes are back.
Fun as always.
There's so many trick shots you can go for. Also, I feel like trick shotting is back 100%.
Dude, 100%, man. I see them on the timeline. People using the grappler on rockets and stuff.
Yep.
So awesome. But I guess we'll talk about what's removed. Suppressed pistol, suppressed SMG, light machine gun, semi-automatic sniper rifle, bolt action sniper rifle is still in.
It is.
The suppressed variant is still in. The non-suppressed is gone.
That's what it is. Okay.
Boogie bomb's gone.
Let's go, dude.
Moment of silence.
Honestly, I swear everybody in the scene was just get them out.
So I'll be honest, like I every time Boogie Bombs has been in, Zero Build is kind of like
it's bad.
I'm over it.
It's so bad.
It's so repetitive. It's the same fight every time.
I do have my respects for Pokemon because I did 1v2 Tfue and Zimmy whenever it was in the prime.
I remember that TikTok.
That is my best TikTok. Let's go. That is the only reason why I like them. Otherwise, get them out.
Oh my god.
Get them out.
But then I guess we'll keep going. Porta Fortress, gone now. Double barrel shotgun out. 6-shooter out. Still have bunkers in Zero Build.
Which is good.
Which is more than enough.
They only cover. That's all you really need.
Yeah. And then added in Flint Knock pistol.
The amount of trick shots with those. Dude, I mean, dude, cool. It hits hard also. It's nice. It's a lot of fun.
It's good. Combat shotgun, kind of the nerfed variant of it.
Yeah. It's
not like the one back then, man. The one back there.
It was so good.
Slapped,
It was so good.
I love that. That was like one of the first metas I think we had that differentiated and changed the entire gameplay loop.
I think so.
The way people fought, the way people build, the peaks.
I mean, it was the only gun that people would use. I swear.
It made everyone change the way they played.
Yeah.
Which I think is why I loved it so much. It's also the season I made my first earnings. So
let's go.
Love that. Only FNCS earnings I ever made.
Okay.
It was with the combat shotgun. Tactical submachine gun into the meta as well.
Honestly, the best SMG I've ever used.
Still the altered variant, not the full OG, but I don't even care, man.
I don't care either.
It's fun just to feel it.
I'm not even kidding. I think I've been using in tournaments. It's good. It's really good.
It really is. And the tracking with it, I feel like I'm doing an aim trainer. It falls through the air, man.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good.
Minigun in. Miniguns are rare though.
They are. They're really rare. Yeah.
I mean, they're busted for builds. It's crazy.
It's good for Zero Build. It's the charge time is just not worth it. I feel like for Zero Builds.
You just end up peaking for too long. They know where you're at.
Exactly.
Whatever it is. I mean, it's fun for builds, but again, it's not too OP. People kind of know what to counter with it nowadays. Drum gun again, altered version, not the OG.
Just not it.
It's kind of fun. The 47 headshot is still not bad, but I mean, it's a slow enough fire rate though that if you've got turbo build, you're fine. It's not like it's bleeding through every other bullet like when it was first added. And I remember when it first added, this was I think in my mind the full spray meta was the first time. Was the beginning of the trend of let's all hop on the bandwagon and hate on the game.
I think it was, yeah.
Like,
it definitely was.
You really didn't see that up until this point. Everyone was just kind of like...
Everyone was just having fun. Everybody was having fun.
Exactly. And then once they add planes and drum gun, everyone's just like...
Oh my gosh, the sword.
I'm done. I can't do it. I'm quitting, man.
It's over. Get me off this game. I'm uninstalling.
Dude, especially with the amount of money they were forking out at the time, man. You guys saw Winter Royale, $5 million. Just like, hey guys, this weekend, $5 million just for you. Excuse me? Like,
let's go.
Dude, that's our world championship.
That is insane.
Now. That's more than our world championship now. They're just doing it on an off weekend just because.
By the way, they announced that like 3 days before. Yeah. They announced that tournament 3 days before. I'm like, what?
Crazy, man.
I remember that.
But I mean, yeah, I think this was like the beginning of like the bandwagon where the cool thing to do is hate on the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Which sucks. But at the
same time, it's still here. It's still here.
That's the Fortnite way. I think
that's
at this
just
point,
Fortnite
you kind of just get over it. And I think I maybe I've matured out of it now from playing for so long and being 21 now. I just kind of like, dude, I don't even care, man. The most chaos, the better. Like, I'm for it, dude. I'll hop in, like, whatever, dude.
I'll just play. I'll play the game.
Being a pro player, I'm sure you're just kind of over it sometimes.
I'm over it sometimes, but then I'm just like, It is what it is. I'm used to it now. I
just play some Fortnite, man.
Let me just see if I can earn.
If it's hurting for me, it's hurting for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Much,
Yeah.
Quad launcher in,
Yep.
dude. Don't see a lot. Spawn rate seems kind of similar to the minigun.
The minigun, yeah.
It's fun.
It's not bad.
You can kind of. I play builds a lot more than I do zero build. But like peeking off a peanut butter Eddie, you're in a build fight. You can chop off the left, chop off the right, close up your box. They're on your level again. It's not bad. It's not bad. Glider redeploy item. Dude, please
huge.
bring that back. I want that in a competitive meta again so bad.
I'm not even kidding. It's so good. And it's good in zero builds. The grappler in item redeploy is just like,
dude, I want glider redeploy to somehow fit into the meta again in chapter 5.
That'll be
so
insane.
bad. I feel like there's so much potential with like more elevation because a lot of the meta that we got pretty much all the way through the majors in chapter 4, we never really had the opportunity to have an ultimate height.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of like, you got to stay right above mid or you're going to have issues.
Or you're going to take fall damage.
Or you're just going to end because everyone's katanaing or whatever it is, right? Like, you can run it, but like, there's no real strategy to it.
It's feeling like, honestly, recently, I feel like low ground's been the play.
Oh, yeah, for
100%.
Sure. Which Stenta's got to love, man.
Gotta
love. King of low.
Love to see it. Let's go.
Balloons. I pick them up. I drop them really fast.
They're not useful at all.
I drop them just about as fast as I pick them up, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
It had balloon augments.
I actually picked this up by accident.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
It's like we had balloon augments in chapter 4, man. I wish I knew the statistics on that. Nobody's picking it up, dude. Like, it just ain't working. You're getting beamed out the air. See you later.
Not worth it.
Buried treasure. Talk about the
little
spawn
busted.
Rates. Yeah, do you remember that? This morning,
little busted.
Literally, until noon today, you were getting like 4, 5, 6 treasure maps a game.
Yeah.
And then they decreased the spawn rate by 90%.
It's still like, even if you get it though, you get the best loadout this season by far.
It's so fun.
It's so good.
Dude, it makes you think though, because if we're not going to get the volcano next week, that means we're not going to get Lagoon. We're not going to get the pirate ship. We're not going to get geysers. We're not going to get the Neo-tilted vacuum tunnels going around. What are the slipstreams?
Yeah. We're not going to see...
Those are like my favorite seasons,
Mega Mall.
Dude.
We're not going to see Mega Mall. Nothing.
Wild, man.
Dang.
Poison dart trap. How was a poison dart? I swear the poison dart trap was added with... it
was a canon season. Yeah, it was this season.
Was it canon?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Temple? On the other side,
Sunny
Steps.
Steps. That's this season, so.
Wow, and they just didn't up. Sunny Steps isn't there though.
No,
it didn't bring in anything. Wow.
Nothing.
So
only the wait. How that makes sense though? I swear that ice was before.
I thought it was
Lagoon,
too.
Right?
I mean, the ice was bigger. I thought it was like it was the.
Maybe they're combining
winter season and then right after. I mean, they are combining seasons.
I think they are. Yeah.
The next 2 seasons will be 8 and 9.
I think it's 9 and 10 because that's when Divot's coming back.
9 and 10.
Or not Divot, but I swear, aren't the factories coming back? I think I saw that.
Dude, I don't know because 10 was like rifts in time, so they brought back old stuff.
The meteor's there. That's what's coming back.
That's what I was hearing. The meteor might be the only additional change, which is wild because I feel like we're missing so much in that top right corner. We're wailing. Like, I know you love wailing. I don't want to offend you, but like, wipe it out, dude.
Yeah, we got to get rid of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Put some new stuff in there. Like,
I mean, the thing is, maybe just update wailing because right now it's the wailing that just it's not the same.
It's something.
It's not the same.
They've got to. I wish they do. I hope they do more. We'll find out. But I do know that Epic's focus right now is Chapter 5.
100%.
All I know is that any opportunities missed in the OG season are just raising my expectations for Chapter 5.
I better see. I've seen some leaks. I'm excited.
We see some leaks. And I'm excited because we'll get to cover a lot of the leaks coming this week. But I mean, if we talk about this, we talk about next week. Thanksgiving's next week.
Yes, sir.
We'll figure out what we're going to be doing for the pod next week. We might be missing you. We might not. Maybe we record early. We'll figure it out. But regardless, you guys will get a new episode next week for Thanksgiving to watch at home with the family. Throw it up on the TV in the living room, of course, because we know you wouldn't want to miss the weekly Fortcast.
No.
By any means, that's more important than any time with your family.
That's what I'm saying. That's insane. I don't know about that.
Everyone.
Me personally, I'm not taking that.
Please do. Tell your family you love them. Get off the game. Go have a good time.
Go spend some time with family.
I know
family's important.
Yeah, I've got family flying in tomorrow. My dad's flying in from
awesome.
Pennsylvania, so it'll be cool to see them. Going to breakfast tomorrow morning at 8:30, so I got to wake up. That's how you know it's the holiday season when they're asking you to wake up at reasonable hours. Insane.
I think I woke up at like noon today. I'm like,
stop, dude. Oh man, but I think that's everything here on my itinerary, man. I think this is a great episode.
It was a good
We covered
episode.
some good stuff. Again, everyone at home, please make sure like, follow, subscribe on whatever social media platform that you prefer to use. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Podbean, Apple Podcast.
I think that's all.
I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, beyond that, guys, short form content every day if you don't have the chance to watch the full version. Of course, though, video podcast will always be here every week on YouTube. Again, new episode every Saturday. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace out.